Hello, Pokemon XYZ fans. Draspee here. Forgot to plug in my mic. Anyway, yeah, I'm back for episode 40, discussion and review. So, what are we going to talk about? There's a lot of things I could talk about, but we're going to talk about all of them and give them their due allotted time, perhaps more, starting with the Ash Greninja breaking out of the Mega Evolution Bond control thing. So, in this episode, of course, we got the reveal of how their plan works. I think we got that also in last episode, but they use Mega Evolution energy collected by Alan to take over Pokemon and trainers. That was their decision. Like they were going to take over Zygrad, but it reveals that they could even take over people with it. That is pretty powerful. What just occurred though? Ash resisted the Mega Evolution Bond. Now that isn't just like, Ash is so strong. This shows that there's something special about his bond with his Pokemon. Because, like, Ash on his own, I believe, probably would have been conquered. Greninja on his own would have been conquered. Anybody on their own. But no. Ash and Greninja were being specifically targeted together to take over their bond. But you can't do that, we learned. Ash and Greninja's bond is so strong that not even the Mega Evolution energy can take them over. Something that can take over legendaries can't conquer their bond. But we learned it's not just their bond. It's all his Pokemon's bond. Like when we hear Pikachu and all his, especially Pikachu and all his other Pokemon, yelling at him, that's when he broke out of it, and that's when, went Mega Evolution. Well, not Mega. Alolan form. Okay, we really need to put a name on this whole Ash Greninja form, because that is a really long name. We just need, like, something sweet and concise. So we're going to call it Ultra Bond. So anyway, the Ultra Bond happens, and that's when things click. Ash comes out, and that confirms what I think a lot of us have known. Mega Evolution is kind of this crippled form of what Ash and Greninja and possibly Alolan form share. They share this sort of special bond that's all about how, it's purely between them. It's also very unique to them, like the form and everything. I mean, even though it's a general form, like the way they look too is very unique to the bond of the two trainers. They take on aspects of each other. They feel each other in like how they're hurt and stuff, and that's wonderful. I like that. Whereas Mega Evolution, for instance, it's really a master-slave relationship when we think about it. Like, yeah, they like, but come on, it's really master-slave. It's still about you commanding them. And we learned that too in like the Mega Evolution episodes back in X and Y. Is when Karina's having trouble controlling her Mega Lucario, it's all about you're not giving enough commands. Because like Ash and Greninja, Ash could probably give Greninja no commands and they'd still be totally in sync. The commands are just mainly out of habit. But with Mega Evolution, you need to give commands still. You need to be in charge. Mega Evolution bond is something you control, is the whole idea. But the Ash Greninja bond is something you share, I believe is the idea. And when Ash was like, acting still like a normal Pokemon trainer, the way he treated it didn't work. And then also, of course, we get to see motives revealed. Like I said earlier, Alan and Marion, of course, they're a thing, I believe. Alan, we learn, and the only thing he's been helping Team Flare for is hope that he's going to help Chespin and Marion. Which I think helps reveal a little hint for that shipping. A big hint, actually. Anyway, we learn Alan's probably into Marion. If we haven't known that for a while, it's pretty clear by now. So, of course, Marion and Chespin and Serena are all going off to Team Flare, which I think would make a great opportunity for a Knight in Shining Armor rescue. Just saying, with Team Rocket. And that's great, So we got fronts on every side going in. But we know the motives of everyone now. Lysander's motive is probably the most interesting because, villains are interesting. Alexander's fed up with entitlement, essentially. He's tired of people being entitled. Like, he tried to help people, but then everyone felt entitled to his help. So he gave. So I think that's something to consider. How, because Lysander does have a point there. Entitlement is a big issue. Like, once you're given help, people then demand the help, and that's a problem. Help, once it's come once, every time it comes is still a gift. It's still equally unprecedented. you don't, once somebody gives a gift, the second time they give the gift, it's not all of a sudden right. And that's something that I think that, like, the way Lysander said it, it's true. Now, of course, you shouldn't go destroying the world and wiping out all those entitled people, but just think about that, though. He's right, That's one of the big problems with our world. People demand things. They aren't grateful for them. So a lack of gratitude is definitely a problem. Okay, so enough preaching about, entitlement and such. And then, of course, we got, Alan. Alan really likes to help people. So does Ash. Ash and Alan are all about their friends. And I think we can tell is they're going to help people regardless. Like, that is just who they are. Alan and Ash are so similar. Everything they do is for their friends. That is their motivation. And, like, I know people were like, oh, Team Flare rigged it. But no, I think that they had a legitimate fight the first time. And the reason that they had such an amazing fight is because they both understood each other's motives to an extent. Although the reason Alain won in the end, again, was because, it was so close. But what we need to keep in mind is that Ash and Alain, they're two sides of the same coin. Or should I say maybe the same head of the coin. Their motives are the same. They like to protect the people they love. Or the Pokemon, especially in Ash's case, the Pokemon. So that is their motive. So that really contrasts with Lysander a lot. So Lysander is more interested in general themes. Like, I think that's one of the main problems people run into. Is they're obsessed with general groups, nebulous groups of people, and then it's harder for them to form relationships with those nebulous groups of people. Where Ash and Elaine, where they've grown specific bonds with people. I mean, Elaine's a little more exclusive with his bonds, but even Ash has shown a great capacity to love people. Like, that's just a gift Ash has. Besides being great at Pokemon training, part of his greatness at Pokemon training is he has a large capacity to love Pokemon. And, like, people are like, oh, Ash leaves all his Pokemon at Oakside. But no, he still loves them all. Which, I think that's pretty powerful. This episode definitely shows the power of love, I would say. And while that may be corny, we still gotta let the rest of the stuff to finish off. So, we got the fight's continuing. Lysander looks like he's pretty much outclassed by Ash and Alan, the champion and the runner-up. And, well, Squishy has been claimed. I feel like Bonnie might actually serve a purpose. Now, whether I'm going to be happy about this purpose is another question, because, frankly, I really don't like Bonnie that much, and I don't know many people that do. And, of course, we're going to also see, on top of that, we're going to see Clement working his way. So my prediction for next episode is we're going to see Clement cross off the machine. Bonnie help maybe keep Squishy and the red thing from destroying the world. We're going to also see Lysander get beaten by Elaine and Ash. And then we're going to see Serena and Marion probably get captured at Team Flare Lab. Because, I mean, let's admit it. Team Rocket really is not that great of a backup. And yeah, well, some people are like, oh, Serena, Serena could do stuff. But, I mean, let's admit it. We got a Delphox, not even a Delphox. We got a Braixen and Pancham and Sylveon on your side, which is all fine and dandy. No other Pokemon than that. And then we got Team Rocket. Not exactly elite commando storming force. And they've been spotted. And the way that they were talking about it in the Team Flare Lab sounds like they're not going to be exactly getting an easy welcoming committee. Now, Clement, we know, has been being a boss. He just, cleared out Lumiose Tower. But Lumiose Tower is definitely going to be handled. That's for sure. This is going to be resolved in episode 41, I believe. Maybe we could have a hostage situation on our hands for 42 with Serena and Marion and then Team Rocket even. Because, I mean, I'm not being sexist when I say Serena and Marion are going to get captured. The brute fact is Team Rocket and them are not really the best group. And it's not because they're 3/5 female. It's because they're just not up to task. It's a fact. They're not exactly They're not gym leaders. They're not nothing. And yeah, it'd be cool if they won, but again, yes, it could be a great moment to show Serena has strength, or Marion can do it, or whatever. You could make a great message, but I'm saying that capture is highly likely. This mission's chances of success are not likely. And hey, would I be surprised? Would I be happy if it came out the other way? Yeah. Would I be a little surprised if Clement failed at the machine or whatever? Yeah, anything could go wrong with this prediction. So this is just a prediction. But anyway, we'll see you next week to see if this, actually this week, because I was so late, to see if these were right. And Draspee out. Oh yeah, please subscribe, leave a comment, whatever.